What's up YouTube, it's the one and only Legend of Winning, aka Low, and I'm back with another video. Now, like I told you all yesterday, this video right here is my predictions for the NBA Finals. And initially I was going to make a video kind of breaking down 4 reasons why the Golden State Warriors are going to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. However, as time continued to progress and as I started to record and edit the videos, it really started to become extremely redundant, and it just led up to me pointing out the obvious reason why the Golden State Warriors should be able to knock off the Cavaliers in the final this season. Obviously, you can point out to the fact that the Cleveland Cavaliers defensively have been horrendous, finishing off the season being the 21st ranked defensive team in the NBA. The lack of communication was constantly seen throughout the playoffs, regardless if it was up against Indiana early on. Then obviously you have the Boston Celtics series, even though yes, it was only 1 game. The reason why Avery Bradley got a great look is because of lack of communication. Obviously, with Kevin Durant on the court, LeBron James will have his hands tied, so he won't be able to float around like he did last year. So a lot of the mistakes that LeBron inevitably ended up correcting because he was guarding a player such as Harrison Barnes, that role will no longer be played by LeBron. But again, all of these things are me just prolonging the inevitable fact of the reason why the Golden State Warriors are going to win in the NBA Finals is simply because they added Kevin Durant. I mean, it's extremely simple. This is a team that was one of the greatest teams, if not the greatest teams in NBA history. Phenomenal regular season, had ridiculous stats of efficiency, scoring ability, and on the defensive end, they were also extremely phenomenal. And then they added Kevin Durant. I mean, at the end of the day, I try my hardest not to overthink this, even though there's a lot of, obviously there are a lot of things that could eventually pan out, but I try my hardest not to overthink it and just come to the more rational conclusion. And even though you can make a very legitimate argument that the Cavaliers, they did beat this team last year, so there is some level of familiarity and comfortability with certain players on the Cavaliers, you have to at least have some level of realization when you come to the conclusion that last year LeBron James had to post up arguably the greatest stat line in NBA history in the finals, led both teams in all 5 major statistical categories with 30 points and nearly a triple-double. Then Kyrie came along, posted up 27 points with great shooting splits. Then you had Curry, who struggled from the field. Draymond got suspended. Andrew Bogut ended up getting hurt for game 6 and 7. And even with all of that happening, it still came down to really one possession where Curry's guarding Kyrie. Kyrie pulls up on Curry, and we all know the rest. So if you want to say all of that will happen again, Kyrie has a great series. LeBron historically will have a phenomenal series. Curry is going to struggle. Draymond, for whatever reason, gets suspended. Zaza Pachulia or JaVale McGee ends up getting hurt. I would still favor the Golden State Warriors because that Warriors team had Harrison Barnes, who constantly struggled from the field and was really no offensive threat whatsoever. They replaced that with, again, Kevin Durant. So everything can happen just like it happened last year, and the Golden State Warriors, they would still be favored because they replaced Harrison Barnes with Kevin Durant. And I'm not trying to make it seem like it's such an obvious pick, but I don't want to overthink it, and I think a lot of people are overthinking it. So I think this series will go down fairly quickly. It's not going to be a sweep, mainly because Kyrie Irving and LeBron are such great players. But I will say, I think the Warriors are going to win in 5. I don't really think it's going to be that close. At most 6 games, but I don't think this is going to a game 7. Real quick, if I had to point out any X factors, I would say that Richard Jefferson, like I stated before, is an X factor coming off the bench, giving meaningful minutes for the Cavaliers like he did last year. Andre Iguodala for the Golden State Warriors, again, another X factor, him coming off the bench, being part of that quote-unquote death lineup. However, from behind the arc this season, especially in the postseason, he has not been efficient at all. So hopefully we get to see a little bit more efficient side from Iguodala and being a constant threat from behind the three-point line. I'm pretty sure if you're a Warriors fan, you definitely hope that happens as well. But also, Klay Thompson is struggling, and that also kind of scared me a little bit before I made the pick. But then again, Klay Thompson is Klay Thompson. And if there is one thing that I've consistently learned about Klay Thompson is when Klay Thompson struggles, normally he bounce backs. And when Klay Thompson bounce back, it's something that is so scary, it's ridiculous. There's a very legitimate argument to be made that Klay Thompson could have a game or two where he goes off for 40 plus points and really just rains down threes on the Cavaliers, and it's not really much that anybody can do. So who knows what's going to happen, but I am predicting in 5 games, at most 6, the Golden State Warriors are going to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. But let me know what you think about the series in the comment section below. Hit me up on Twitter. I will be updating my Twitter every single time something happens in the series. And let's hope we actually do get a good series, because I think we all deserve it. But with all that being said, people, I'm going to let y'all go. Enjoy the NBA Finals. Peace.